Back here in Chicago at the Democratic National Convention, we're joined by Shah with Indian American Impact. You have seen quite a sea change here in the last few months. Obviously, you've had a big role in helping Indian American and South Asian candidates get elected, but now the top of the Democratic ticket is none other than Vice President Harris. Just give me some perspective of what this last, say, month has been like for you and the organization. Have you guys changed the way you operate now that there's a South Asian at the top of a major party?
Yeah, absolutely. You probably were there, but Vice President Harris in 2018 helped launch Impact. So she was there at all of our events that year in early conversations. So she has always had our organization's back, our community's back, and so we're really excited to now have hers. So that day that, the world changed, it felt like, we were ready to go. We put out an official endorsement within 24 hours. We built out a website, theyseepresident.com, which is what we hope is a one-stop volunteer hub. So anybody that is excited to elect the first Indian president, and there are thousands across the country in our community, they can go there. You can sign up to Canvas, to Phone Bank. We had South Asians design postcards, and within a week we had 25,000 orders of postcards. People across the country this week during the convention are hosting grassroots fundraiser watch parties on Thursday night. We have a writers group writing letters to the editor. We have a blog. So our message is basically, no matter who you are, where you live, there is a role for you to play in electing the first Indian president. So we are organizing the community. We've already started weekly canvases and phone banks across the battlegrounds. We're also doing the first of its kind South Asian poll of voters in the battleground states, and really trying to figure out what issues do you care about and what's going to drive people on the fence to the polls, and then running paid communication program as well.
So President Biden was down almost 20 points going into the RNC. Obviously, this is a sea change, and we've seen a huge spike in enthusiasm for Vice President Harris. But what are you going to do for those Indian Americans that said, hey, we're going to be independent? They didn't necessarily ascribe their loyalty to President Trump, but they're still up for grabs. What kind of messaging are you doing for those folks, especially in swing states?
Right. I think there's two things, right? Part of it is meeting voters where they are. So one of the reasons that South Asian voters and other excluded communities, feel like government doesn't serve them, or they, at least their elected leaders don't, is because candidates aren't reaching them where they're at, right? So things like, we're going to be WhatsApping the vote, so sending messages via WhatsApp instead of just traditional text messaging. Our literature that we're handing out on doors, right? It is from South Asians to South Asians, talking about the issues, talking about how Vice President Harris has really served our communities and how the policies she's going to champion are going to move all communities forward. So, I think what we've seen, and again, we'll do this poll and we'll have official results to share soon, but I think there's been an enormous groundswell of support now that there's a new person at the top of the ticket, and so we're really confident that the South Asian community is going to deliver the White House.